One person we need here.
It all correlated at the perfect time.
The time.
Yeah.
Truly didn't, just organic time.
That part. That's how I like things to happen.
Facts.
Organically.
Facts.
Most interactions. Most things in my life.
That's the best way, right?
Definitely. I think most times when we try to control so many different variables, we just end up fucking it up.
Fucking it up. Facts.
Fucking it up.
That's a fact.
Plain and simply, yeah.
You believe in science and sign compatibility? You believe in that?
A little bit, yeah.
Max, then what is your sign like?
So I'm a Virgo. And I think that our signs have a lot to do with our personalities.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of similarities in people born underneath like the same moon, sun, time frame.
I'm with you.
So like as a Virgo, I know that service is something that we seem to be really big on.
Facts. So you work good in the service industry because of.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel that. So the service industry, for the people that wouldn't know that, you're a bartender.
Yes.
So you're a bartender out here. We met out in Baton Rouge, obviously.
Bartending.
You out here bartending.
Yes.
What's the contrast? Like, what's the difference now that you out in New Orleans?
The people, for sure. The people are the biggest difference. Baton Rouge is a lot more conservative than I even noticed.
Facts.
But coming to the city, people they're used to a very fast-paced, period. Fast-paced, good service, but it's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Pace definitely faster in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work at a restaurant bar, and so that in itself is also different,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the restaurant can transform to a bar.
So the bar setting is like 21 and up club.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in like a true bar setting, I think.
Anything can happen. Facts.
And depending on the atmosphere, kind of will set the tone for the vibes that they want you to feel in the bar.
Yeah.
And at a restaurant bar, especially the one that I work at, it's family oriented ish. So
yeah, it's
mild,
different.
It's mild, but it's still liquor and organized chaos. So.
Facts. So anything can happen.
Yeah, there's a possibility. Anything can happen, but it's like working at a dive bar. You ever been to one?
Yeah, for sure. I love dive bars. Yeah.
So the atmosphere is kind of not tense, but it's just like Twilight Zone-ish.
Twilight Zone-ish.
Definitely. I've been to some places where I'm like, man, where am I?
Facts. Because you're looking at it from a different perspective than those people that are out there in this chaos.
Yes. Bartending and being on the other side of the bar too.
Right.
Like they have this spot in Baton Rouge, and it's like a members only bar, but the code,
Facts.
So you walk in and it's like dark. Always. It's always dark, no matter what time of the day it is, no matter if it's 7 a.m. They close at 4-ish. And maybe. And they have like Christmas lights everywhere, dollar bills everywhere, a pool table in the back somewhere, a jukebox.
Yeah.
Some guy's shirtless always.
It's all nice spot.
Where am I?
We need to be with E more. Like, you know, you seen some shit. We with the wrong people. I'm going the wrong dive balls and wrong people. I'm trying to go to Twilight Zone.
All right. Buckle up.
Buckle up. That's tough. You know for making, fire drinks.
Yeah, I think so. Make some fire drinks.
Think so? What's your go-to right now in the holiday season? Like, what's starting your night?
So tonight, I have not been drinking.
Not at all.
Not at all.
That's fair.
Yeah. But usually tequila is my go-to. Always, no matter the season or the time.
Right.
Tequila is my go-to. A good reposado.
Thanks.
Yeah. 818. You ever tried 818?
Okay.
It's Kendall Jenner's tequila.
Yeah.
It's really delicious. Like,
smooth.
Very smooth. Caramel, honey, vanilla notes. Like,
okay, the flavors.
I'm definitely loving it.
It's highlighted by the caramel and the vanilla. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. So, as far as, I see, you move through the scene, you're working with. Let's talk about a little bit more about that. What you're doing right now with the antidote.
Okay, yeah. So I make drinks as a bartender at a restaurant here and also on a podcast that I have.
Nice.
Well, I'm working with a few people and it's called The Antidote. And we have different segments. And I'm on one pretty often. It's called I Got Drink.
Right.
So y'all can check that out on all streaming platforms. So I recently did a holiday special. So, it's not New Year's just yet. I'm not sure when y'all gonna be dropping this, but maybe if it's before the New Year, definitely try that out. I have like an egg white cocktail that I recently did, and also a margarita.
Right.
Because I love tequila. That's just my girl. And everything's like home bartender friendly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely, y'all check that out.
Yes, please.
Egg whites with the
It was Jack Daniel's honey.
Facts.
And that's all I give you right now.
Jack Daniel's honey, that sound, it's a little bit of that harsh, but it's still evening out.
It's delicious. Jack Daniel's honey and like Coke.
Facts. This is a professional we're talking to right now, right?
I got you.
Y'all gotta go see it.
No matter what you drink, I can find, a good drink for you.
So what do you do, like, if somebody come to you and they like, hey, figure me out? Like how you go about that? Like, how you look at people and be like, oh, I think they're like this, or I think they're like this drink?
I ask. Usually I'd be like, what flavor or profile are you kind of looking for? Sweet, sour.
Facts.
What do you drink? Brown, white.
Right.
And I'll start from there. So, depending on what kind of night you want to have, what kind of mood you want to be in. Making drinks is almost like cooking.
Okay.
With liquid, yeah.
I understand. But with liquid.
It's a craft.
The craft of drinks right now. Okay, let's switch to, as far as you out here right now, they gonna ask right now, Miss E, is she out here looking? She's single. What's her deal?
Well, that was a whole 360.
I know.
Okay. I'm single. I date, but I am single.
So, what's your ideal as far as when you going out in the scene? Guys watching this, they want to take you on a dinner. Like, what's ideal for E right now?
So, how we talked about organic interactions and meetings, that's what I'm about.
Facts.
You know, I have some things that I'm trying to get together right now.
Yeah, like as far as yourself.
As far as myself, getting my future together, you know. And I feel like right now is a really critical time to put that focus into me.
I'm with that.
Growing something, being somebody before you need somebody, you know.
I got you. You know, sophisticated right there. You got your own vision as far as what you're doing right now. You was telling me as far as you want to get into what you want to get into as far as while you're going to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about that.
Urban planning is what I'm studying right now. And so I would like to get into real estate with that.
Thanks.
So it's about urbanization and how, like, right now we are having like the biggest build out of infrastructure that we've ever had. You know, we have the most people in the world that we've ever had, and we are trying to adjust to that.
Facts.
You know, finding resources to sustain that. And so that's kind of the gist of what I'm learning about.
Yeah.
And I want to get into real estate, and there's so many different facets of that, you know, so I am still exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just figuring it out, you know. That's fair. But that's what we was talking about off camera before, was that infrastructure is like, that's what's needed, you know, like you're going to learn about something that's necessary. Mm-hmm. And people will need like your perspective as, you know, the next generation of minds.
Yeah. Definitely. Because, I mean, like the saying goes, the youth is your future.
Yeah.
So you have to invest in your youth. Mm-hmm. And it starts young. You got to plant these seeds now, you know, to see things
Right.
while you're here, to see change.
Yeah.
Even if it's not while you're here.
If you can do it, you know, this you should want to help humanity.
Yeah.
Facts. And you know, we're talking about how important it is to be, you know, like you from Louisiana, so that would be important if you're trying to help develop Louisiana, right?
Right.
So like, yeah, how do you see that being important into like your plan? Like, where you trying to go at right now in life? Like,
And like how that would kind of also help us.
yeah, just being that you're from here, you're local.
So I think we are pioneers in a lot of different things in this country, in this world.
Facts.
You know, like Louisiana itself. And we also come last in a lot of different things that matter, that are critical to our success, like education, housing.
Facts. Facts. We come last in like how we develop. And we have so many things and so much to offer, so many resources, it seems, but like we saying, where the bread go? But
yeah, it's something to really ponder because it affects you. It really affects how you live, like what is available to you, to your kids.
Facts.
And even though you may not see it like right now, like you gotta know, like every action has a reaction.
True that. True. Yeah, it's gonna be a cause and effect.
No matter what.
Yeah. Well, was also talking about all these reactions that's going on right now. What's your reaction to the Tory and the Megan case right now?
Oh man, I think it's toe up. I think the whole situation is fucked up because, like my guy Boosie said, we not gonna know what happened, and that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think that we really know all the details. We don't know if all the details we heard were true.
Right.
It sounds so crazy as far as like the testimonies go, like her best friend pleading the fifth and like you don't know what the fuck happened, like but you were there, you're not saying shit, you got immunity in the case, like you're not even on trial, like so you really not even trying to be there for real.
Facts. All of a sudden you don't want no parts of it, and it's your best friend.
It's your best
You
friend.
don't want the truth to
come out. You don't want her to know because obviously she didn't know.
Right.
And in the beginning, so many people were like criticizing her.
Right. And there was no facts. No.
They ain't know nothing. Yeah. And I think that also shows how kind of, even though niggas say they be with all that shit, like they don't be with all that shit. They really don't. I think some
People
shit be
not with
really misogynistic in a way. You know?
How's that? Speak on it.
Like men, a lot of men, I think, claim that they want a woman who is confident, who will be herself.
Facts.
And can still take care of whatever it is that y'all have agreed upon. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that that's what most people want out of a person, to be themselves and like, if you want to be with this, then we can be with this. And then, you know, we have our boundaries, our cooperation, however that shit goes.
Facts.
But also, I think that ego comes into play a lot of times. And niggas kind of be forgetting all that. Like, actually, no, I kind of want to control you in some other ways that I might not even know that I'm. Am I making sense?
I'm following. That you might not even know.
That a nigga might not even know that he's doing.
Controlling in a way he don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep.
It's deep because also men say, I think a lot of women nowadays, we are out to get like money, or we don't really care about somebody for real. You know, we have other agendas.
Right.
Would you agree?
I don't think that's not, you know, to not agree on his perspective, but yeah, how people say that a man are just out for the look and the woman are out for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely hear that in the gender wars.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's true in some cases.
Facts.
But also, women have to present themselves a little more almost aggressively so that niggas know that it's not that. Or niggas know to not play with us like that. You follow what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. So, would you agree? Would you not agree? You hear me?
That you have to be more aggressive when you want to show them that it ain't about the money?
That you have to be more aggressive when you have to defend, like, that you're not one of them.
I'd agree, but that's like anything that comes with a stereotype is maybe because some people have experienced it or, said something about it. But that doesn't apply to every, it's like, yeah, that's, it's like how people would say like some things, anything, racism, like sexism. Not saying all cases are the same, but like you saying, you basically saying, hey, I feel like I gotta prove myself something different. Somebody already, presuming or projecting something on you, but that just might not be your crowd too, like
True.
that person mind ain't, their capacity ain't going, where you going. It's just surface with them.
But it's
You know what I'm
that
saying?
with a lot of people, I think, especially when it comes to gender roles. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have to keep evolving. Males,
We
like,
do.
yeah. And that's why I only asked that question. I said, hey, I know I got more males following this platform. That's why we here. To get your perspective, to speak on that. Like,
Yeah.
this how I feel, this how we feeling. Because we never gonna know. Like we were saying earlier, how do we get somewhere if we ain't communicating about it, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like I agree with what you're saying. Everything is
Okay.
there, you know what I'm saying? But when
There we go.
you growing, you gonna meet things that's meeting you, right? Cause you growing, you expanding your brand.
Yes, you should.
Right,
That's
hopefully.
growth for sure. So you should be elevating and surrounding yourself with things that look like, where you're trying to go.
Facts. We're going global with this,
Going global.
I feel you, E.
Well, good.
Cajun Mommy. Tell them where they can find you at.
Cajun Mommy, yes. On Instagram at Cajun Mommy. That's me.
C-A-G.
CAJUNMAMI. You can't spell, then don't even hit the follow button.
Might be in a city near you mixing it up. Who knows?
Okay, who knows? Stay tuned.
Different shows happen, so so it go doom 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 doom. That's how the clips gonna have to. That shit was crazy, bro.
Nah, I just need you to send me that recording.
What if I wasn't recording?
Okay.